You know, I really love what we do every Monday after the 11 o'clock news. We take a look at common goods, common services, and try and figure out how much you should be paying for it. Whether it's that cup of coffee or the appliances you put in your home, are you getting a good deal? How much should you be spending? Today on the segment, we tackle makeup. Now, makeup, of course, is part of the daily routine for so many people. Global beauty products have generated $327 billion last year, according to the latest estimates. So people spend hundreds of billions of dollars on makeup. But there are a lot of options out there. Drugstore basics, the high-end brands. Do you get what you pay for? Let's find out. Carly Levine is a beauty consultant and makeup artist, and she's in studio. She's tread through the snow to be with us. Hi, Carly. How you doing?
Hi, good morning, Elias. Thank you so much for having me. It's such a pleasure to be here today.
So I walk into the pharmacy, okay? I go at the Jean Coutu or the Pharmaprix, okay? I walk in, I'm bombarded. The makeup section is right there. It must be big business here. So let's talk about that. On how much someone should be spending on makeup. I guess the first stop for many is in that drugstore.
Absolutely. So it really always depends on your budget. I always tell my clients it depends on what they need and on their means and what they want to spend. And do they need a mascara? Do they need a foundation? And do they need a bronzer? It really depends. You could buy a foundation that's low end, starting at $12.99, and you could go into another store and buy an amazing foundation at $90. It really depends.
Okay. So let's talk about that. Foundation, because I know that the foundation is the foundation, right?
Yes.
So you just said $12.99, $90. Do you get what you pay for?
Absolutely.
You do.
Because it depends on the brand. Honestly, you can get from a low-end brand. It all depends on quality. It depends what's inside. A lot of foundations or moisturizers, tinted moisturizers, are infused with skincare, which is super important because you have moisturizer in it. Some have SPF, which really is amazing because you're spending more, but it's all about the value and what's inside and how it's going to help your skin, help the longevity of the skin, longer lasting. And of course, today's day, you want less is more. You don't want to look like you're wearing so much makeup. You want to look natural, glowy, dewy, and beautiful. And what I love about certain brands is that, you know, you could go with a beautiful foundation from L'Oreal, for example, and then you could go to a higher end brand and they have more quality, the packaging. So it really depends on your means. And I have to say this, that there is something for everyone.
And, you know, what's interesting is you brought up skincare. And it seems like now, today, like makeup and skincare, it's almost like they go hand in hand. It's the same thing almost when we talk about it.
A basic makeup routine doesn't go any better without your skincare routine. Skincare is number one. I really have to tell you, the most important thing is a serum. You could get a really high-end serum, but it's the value, it's what's inside, the hyaluronic acids, the niacinamide. You could get everything, you get your vitamin C. So to me, it's more important to have a really great basic skincare routine followed by an amazing flawless face of a makeup routine.
Now, you know me. I'm just dumb radio host. I know nothing about makeup and skincare routines and that kind of stuff. My TV days are well behind me, okay? But in my TV days, I did have to put on makeup every day. So I really do know just how important they are. Just on the foundation thing, just one more thing on that. Because you said, you know, $12.99 to $90. Is there a sweet spot? Like, you know, the law of diminishing returns, like, is the difference between, you know, 12 and 30 much greater than the difference between the 30 and the 50? And like, is there a sweet spot there on how much to spend on that stuff?
Absolutely. The average foundation today should cost around between $50 to $60. Honestly, sometimes it's a little bit more, obviously, but it also depends on the brand that you're buying.
Yeah.
And really, people go today for the brand.
You don't have to mention brands. I don't want you to do that because if you have to throw shade here. But are there brands that are more hype than quality?
Absolutely. 100%.
How do you avoid those?
Well, that's really tough because you have to go with the client. Like, you have to go with what they want and what they want to, you know, what they want to spend. But it also depends. For me, I'm always selling something that has a skincare in it because it's beneficial to the skin, especially with our weather today. Our skin is, in the winter times, it's less hydrated. It's dehydration from our air, from the weather. So when you're buying a foundation, for example, you could, you know, people say to me, oh, why is it so expensive to spend $80 versus $30? And I'll tell you why. Because it's branding and it's packaging.
You are paying for branding and packaging.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, beyond the foundation, right? There's lip gloss, lipstick, there's mascara, everything else. Let's talk about that and how people should approach that.
You know, what's people want to splurge on today, I think, is always a lipstick. A good lipstick makes you look good and feel good. Lipstick, you could go from day to night wearing the same one. You could just touch it up with a lip gloss. And I always tell my clients it's so important to wear a lip gloss. It shines, it sparks your eye. Yeah. It's beautiful. And you know what? You could buy an expensive bag, honestly. But for those who can't afford the expensive bag, wants to buy the expensive lipstick. Yeah. Right? So I have to say today there's many lines that are beautiful. There's from A to Z when it comes to lips. Sky is the limit. And from the pharmacy to Sephora, there is something for everybody. We're with
Carly Levine, a beauty consultant and makeup artist. We're talking about how much you should be spending on makeup. So Carly, take me in to maybe when you're in a pinch and you need, and the only option is the drugstore, is the pharmacy. How do you approach that? How do you attack that
Today it's not only just the pharmacy. Yeah. A lot of clients tend to go to Sephora. Aha. And Sephora is wonderful for many reasons. The pharmacy is great as well, but Sephora, we have beauty advisors that are on stage in the stores, wanting to help you, guide you, help you to get whatever you need. And we go there and we build baskets.
Does Sephora, they sell all the brands, or is it their own in-house stuff? Again, this is how dumb I am.
No, we have lots of brands in Sephora, but not as all the same brands that are in the pharmacies. Yeah. But the difference is when you walk into the Sephoras, you're greeted, you're asked what you need. Do you want to get skin matched? And that's amazing because we do one-on-one consultations. We want to help them. We want to make sure that everyone leaves happy, and we want to make sure that everyone leaves having what they need. And that's the most important thing, to feel and look good.
Is that the best way to not waste money, to go somewhere where you get to try the product? You've got a professional there, puts it on you so you can know if it works for you?
Absolutely. See the difference with that? So a good thing you said. It's really important to come into a Sephora where you could try it on, see if you like it before you buy it. And you also have the service. And being with a consultation, we guide you, we help you. And sometimes you're lucky, you get a gift with purchase, and it makes your day.
Okay. At the risk of maybe repeating something you've already mentioned, to wrap us up here for today, what's the one thing you shouldn't skimp on?
Makeup tools. I have to say brushes. You always have good brushes, because that is the tool, and that helps you with your blending your foundation, to your shadow, to your, if you have to do an eyeliner, whatever you need, or a lipstick, always have good tools. And that
this is a great point, because you're going to put on that powder, and then you've got a crappy brush that's going to destroy the product or not put it well on your face. Absolutely. What's the point?
Absolutely. Just buy yourself a good set of brushes. Brushes are longevity. They will last your skincare routine. Buy a good serum. Buy good brushes. I promise you, they'll last forever. You just have to take good care of them. And if you had to buy one product, I have to say, if it's makeup, buy a good foundation to a flawless face that has, honestly, hydration, moisturizer, and SPF in it. And if it had to be skincare, get yourself a fabulous serum, and you won't go wrong.
Okay, you heard it there.
Thank you so
the
much.
Foundation, and don't forget about the brushes. I love that point. Carly Levine is a beauty consultant and makeup artist. Thanks so much, Carly.
Thank you so much for having me.
And poor Carly, she mentioned as she came in today that you were dealing all weekend with no power. For crying out loud.
That's right.
You have it back now, though, right?
We have it back, thank God.
Thank goodness. Okay, Carly,
Thank you so
thanks
much.
so much.
Be well.
I'm Dylan Playfair.
And I'm Tyler Smith.
We're putting loneliness in the penalty box by talking to some of our favorite athletes about the importance of friendship.
This is Bromance.
Bromance is brought to you by Charm Diamond Centers, proudly Canadian-owned and operated. Charm has been part of your love stories and bromances for over 50 years.
And you can find Bromance on the iHeartRadio network or wherever you get your podcasts.